I feel like I'm kind of lost, if that makes sense, because it's like, okay, I was used to being at the hospital pretty much every day for the last 2 years. So it's like now that that's kind of stopped and all my appointments kind of slowed down, I'm just like, what the heck do I even do? Like, what was I even doing before my diagnosis? And like, I think it was like 2 days before I rang the bell, I got laid off as well. So like that was a whole other thing. So I'm like not working and I don't have appointments. So I'm like, oh my gosh, it's just been
Wow.
crazy. Yeah.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
I am Gianna Cericola. I'm a DSRCT sarcoma survivor. I'm from the Philadelphia, PA area. Yeah, and I love all things art, fitness. I am a graphic designer, so that's kind of what I do. And I also do content creation as well.
Great. And like what's your favorite kind of art media, would you say?
I think I would say like charcoal drawings are like my favorite thing to do.
Really?
Yeah, I
I
love that.
love charcoal. Have you ever taken black paper and done white on top of it?
I have. That's also really fun. Yeah,
That's fun. That's fun. No, actually originally was I went to art school originally, and so I know a
that's
lot about
awesome.
charcoal stuff. There's also a technique you can do where you can actually shave the charcoal. You put it on the paper and you actually cover it and you can like erase around and actually
Yeah,
do the inverse, and that's fun too. Have you done stuff like
yeah.
that?
I've done that. That's awesome. I love doing that. Yeah.
Do you ever post that kind of stuff like on your social media?
I have like when I was like in college, I used to like post all that stuff, but I haven't done that in so long, but hopefully I could get back to that soon because I miss it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for
Yeah.
sure. Well, I mean, we're here today because, you recently went through what it seemed like on social media of very intense treatment. And I've only been following you. This is the first time I'm actually talking to you. So I actually don't know really too much from besides what you post. So I know you had desmoids, correct?
Yes, correct. Yep.
And you had a lot of them, right?
Yeah, there was like 400 and something tumors, like tiny tumors. Yeah, crazy.
That's insane. I mean, that's just
Yeah,
that number, when I actually saw that, I remember seeing it and thinking, "This is like a typo, right?" Like, they
I
can't
wish.
be
Yeah.
400, and I'm sure to you, you're like, "What?" So, before we get into that, what was your life like before? Like, what were you kinda building towards? I know you kinda talked about art and graphic design and all of that, but was there anything that you didn't mention in that kind of encapsulated your life before, what came along?
No, I think basically like I was just living life, like working as a graphic designer. I love fitness and I love working out. So I was just like, the gym was like my life. So like my content, when I was doing content creation in the beginning, was just like, I started a fitness page to help others like post my workouts and like show others like, hey, like if you want to get in shape, like this is what you could do. So like that was like my passion, I would say.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was just, I don't know, focused on growing in my graphic design career and like growing my social media as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Well, that's great because I also follow a lot of fitness people to keep me inspired.
Yeah.
But I think uh the way you inspired people might have changed a little bit over the course of your, content, bringing up sarcomas, because I know you post a lot on Instagram about that and you're very open about that experience. Would you mind sharing the very first kind of, bit to sarcoma coming into your life?
Yeah. So basically, I started having like a bunch of weird symptoms. I think it was around April 2024. And I like couldn't really describe it to people. Like I was like, I just know something is wrong. Like I could just feel all these like weird things. So like I went to all these doctors. I think I went to like 4 or 5 doctors, ER visits. They literally turned me away and they're like, you are young, your blood work looks fine. Like we can't really feel anything. We don't see anything. Like they refused to do scans on me. So I was just like feeling so lost. I was like, okay, I know something's wrong, but like I just felt crazy. And then I did end up having a surgery too. They saw like some kind of, I guess, mass inside of me, like right next to my ovary. And then I had a surgery for that because it started like it ruptured and was like bleeding. So the tumor was like bleeding inside of my stomach, which is crazy. They removed it and then told me I had sarcoma, which was like the first time I've ever heard that word. I had no idea what a sarcoma was. So I was like, what is happening?
Did you have to, like, look it up yourself? Did they explain what that was?
They didn't really explain it. I think I ended up just looking it up and reading about it. And I was like, this is really, really scary. So yeah.
And that's in sarcoma, in past episodes, I keep saying, "Oh, I've only said this in a couple episodes." I'm probably gonna say this in every episode. Sarcoma doesn't sound like a cancer. It sounds like I don't know what it sounds like.
Yeah, it's like a weird word.
It's a weird word, and, like,
Yeah.
I was talking to a specialist at one time who told me what it, like, meant in some other like, why it came up, and all I could think was, "Yeah, but, but it still doesn't really translate well." And I feel like in the cancer space, when we talk so much about, like, prostate or thyroid cancer, skin cancer, stuff like that, and you have, like, sarcoma, it's like, could we call it maybe like soft tissue cancer or like bone cancer just for like
Right.
the sake of like letting patients know, hey, by the way, this is the C word and you have this kind. But yeah, I'm sorry you had to like, go and look it up yourself because that must have or I won't put words in your mouth. How did that feel?
Yeah, I was just like super, super scared. Like literally I had like no hope. And the doctor was like, yeah, please don't Google like what you have. And then like I ended up Googling it. But I wish I didn't, honestly, and just kind of just fought through it. But like, yeah, Googling that, like I was like doing my first chemo in the hospital bed, Googling like my diagnosis. And I was like, yeah, this is so scary. Like I don't think I have much hope here. Uh,
Wow. But you said you also didn't explain that, but did he explain it was cancer?
Yeah, they told me that I had cancer,
Okay.
like sarcoma and like the type of sarcoma. They didn't really go much further than that. Yeah.
Okay, so they did say it was cancer, they just were like, "Don't look up desmoid,"
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
you know,
basically.
for obvious reasons, yeah. And can you for people who are watching, can you explain a little bit of what is desmoid? Because there's a lot of different types of sarcoma. We hear a lot about, like, synovial sarcoma is the one that a lot of people talk about, but desmoid that's a whole nother ballgame. So would you mind just kind of explaining a little bit of what that is?
Yeah, so basically like desmoplastic small round cell tumor is like more common, like I guess in your abdominal area. So like it'll just kind of multiply super, super fast, like in your abdominal. I guess I don't know how to explain it, but I think it's called the peritoneum, if that's correct. Which is like the lining in your stomach. But I had no idea what that even was. And they were like, yeah, that's like it's all in there. Like, and I was like, I don't even know what that is. But it was like literally all over in my abdomen. So um yeah, it spreads, like, really, really fast, and it's super aggressive and super rare too.
So when you say it spreads super fast, how fast did it spread for you?
I think so, like, I had symptoms for about 6 months, and there was, like, hundreds of tumors in there over the past, like, 6 months. Yeah.
What did you learn that you had in the hundreds of tumors?
Honestly, I didn't learn that until after, like, my big surgery, my 12-hour surgery. The surgeon, like, counted every single tumor and said I had, like, 411, I think it was.
I'm sorry, I'm speechless. When people think of cancer, you think of, like, one mass,
Right.
and then you just hope it doesn't spread to like, you hope the cells don't spread throughout your body, but you're not talking about 1, you're talking about 412, and I just, like,
Yeah.
I can't even wrap my head around that, and I'm sure people who have had other kinds of cancers can't wrap their head. Every cancer's got its own, difficulty. Having 400 is kind of like that's too big to even think about. So could you even
Yeah.
handle that kind of information? I mean, what do you do with that?
Yeah, honestly, I didn't know how to like take that. I was like, is that common? Is that a lot like in this cancer? But basically the surgeon was saying that this type of cancer like shows up like as a stage 4, I guess. Like there's always multiple tumors. So there's never just like one, which I thought was just crazy to me.
How did it feel ringing the bell?
Yeah, it felt amazing, honestly. Just like so many emotions there. But yeah, I was just so excited. Like treatment was brutal, and I just was so excited to just be done.
Did you, and I hope this is okay to ask, did you even think that you were gonna ring the bell? No.
Not
Yeah.
really, no. Yeah, I, like, always I don't know, like, kind of envisioned it. Like, in my head, I was like, "You know what? Like, I'm pretty sure I'll get there," but I didn't actually think it was gonna happen. So, it was just, like, a surreal moment. Yeah.
And from today, how many days or weeks ago was that?
That was, I think, a little less than 2 weeks ago.
Okay, wow. So very, very new, very
Yeah,
fresh. Do you still feel, does it feel surreal a little bit still?
it does. Yeah, it still does feel surreal. Like, I still am, like, trying to process it, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, congratulations on that because, that is a feat to overcome. I mean, that's incredible that, you went through that and you were able to do it. You rang the bell and yeah, you had 412 tumors. Like, that's a lot, and you did it, you made it through, so, like, that's amazing. I'm assuming, you give a lot of credit to your care team because that they had to work really hard for that, right?
100%. Yeah, for sure. They were like I don't know, they were, like, so excited for me, like, everyone that was on my team, like, they're like, "This is awesome." Like, they're just amazing. Yeah.
Do you
So
have, like,
grateful
a
for
f
them.
do you have a favorite, memory with, like, a nurse or a doctor or something that you were while you were doing treatment? Any little funny moments that you're just like, you know, that kinda came up for you?
I don't know, honestly. I just, like, loved all of the nurses so much. Like, they were, like, literally the sweetest people ever, and, like, I don't think I could get through, like, my treatment days, like, without them because like, they would just, like, brighten my day every time.
Did it surprise you how, like, nice they were to you, or did that not even cross your mind?
Yeah, I think it did surprise me a little bit, like, I wasn't expecting them to be, like, that nice, but, like, they literally were, like, the nicest humans I've ever met, like, they went be above and beyond to care for me, it was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's really nice because it's just like every field, there's some people that are good at their job, and there's some people who are
Yeah,
not good at their job, and so it's nice you had a care team that was good at their job.
for
Yeah.
sure.
So we just established you rang the bell, so you crossed the finish line, but getting 412 tumors, learning about that after your surgery, the time from that to ringing the bell, what did you go through? And you can talk about treatment. You can talk about more about what that was for you mentally. You can talk about anything in that aspect. What was that like for you? What were moments that impacted you? What were like things that surprised you? Anything?
Yeah, so basically I had, like, really super intense, chemo before that big surgery for I think it was, like, 6 months or so. Then I had the big surgery, and then I had 20 sessions of, whole abdominal radiation, which was really, really, really hard, honestly. I think radiation was weird because it was, like, the most, like, non-invasive kind of treatment, but, like, also just mentally and physically, the symptoms were really, really hard to deal with. And then I had to do 6 rounds of maintenance chemo, which I thought would be easier than, like, the super aggressive chemo that I had before, but I think it was literally just as hard, and I wasn't really expecting that. Like, mentally and physically, it was super, super hard to get through. Like, I feel like every, like, stage of treatment that I've gone through, mentally and physically, was just, like, really, really tough. So it was kind of just, like, getting knocked down again and again, which was, like, so hard.
Yeah. Yeah. I know there's a lot of physical, I don't even want to call it pain because I feel like that doesn't even begin to describe what these kind of treatments are like for sarcoma, let alone like desmoid. Were there any things about the treatment that surprised you, things you didn't expect, whether it was mentally or physically?
Yeah, I think so. I think, like, the hardest part for me was, like, I was, like, always super active going to the gym, and, like, I thought that I could still kind of have, like, some kind of routine, like, still go to the gym and lift weights and stuff, but, like, that wasn't the reality. I had to, like, stop doing that, and I could go once in a while, but, like, it was nothing like before. And even, like, now, after going through all of that treatment, like, my body is super sore and just like can't do the things that I used to do. So it's very frustrating. I think that was like one of the hardest things.
Yeah, yeah, and like you said before, you were really trying to inspire people to work out and take care of themselves and stuff, and something that I've seen a lot on Instagram was you've been really working towards body acceptance because you went through a lot of surgeries and that's left you with a lot of scars. That's different. That's different from posting like photos of you like before treatment and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
what what was the point that made you say, "I'm gonna continue, doing body positivity, inspiration, with the scars I had?" Was that, I mean, of course, like, I'm sure people benefited from seeing that, but, like, what did that do for you?
Yeah, I think mainly I just wanted to kind of like show other people that like this is normal and like this is still beautiful, like no matter like what your body looks like or like what scars you have. But I think for me, it kind of like, I don't know, it just like made me feel better to post about how I was feeling. I don't know, like, I think I've come to just, like, really love my scars now, like, I just really accept them, and I'm like in the beginning, I thought I would hate it, and I would, like, be super, like, sad about them, but I honestly love them because 'cause I'm like, this, like, shows me that I was super strong and, like, my body fought to get me to this point, so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're like battle scars. I mean, and I
Yeah.
agree. I think they're beautiful. I mean, I really do. And I was like, yeah, go Gianna, like
Yeah.
posting these photos. So I think that's really great. And another thing I noticed was you posted, and it's actually I think pinned. It's like one of the first things you see like on your Instagram is uh you going through the moment of shaving off your hair. And I know that's a very sensitive topic, and it looked very sensitive for you. So as much as you want to share or not share, what was that? I mean, the video kind of encapsulates it, but was there anything that video didn't encapsulate that you felt going through that?
I don't think so. I think what the video, like, doesn't show is that, like, I think, like, some days it's, like, easy to deal with and some days are, like, definitely harder. It's, like, a weird kind of thing, I guess. Like, some days I'm like, "Oh, like, I feel super confident," and then I'm like, "Wait, I miss my hair, like, so much." So I think it's just, like, the emotional, like, roller coaster that it, like, creates is what, like, the video doesn't really show, but
Yeah, because it shows the moment, but doesn't show, like, before or after. Because 'cause I'm sure there's the whole decision process to, A, do that, B, record it, C,
yeah.
post it, but then it's not like you get to show all the days in between of, like, you know, being in the bathroom, getting out of the shower,
Yeah.
reaching
Yeah.
to wash your hair, but it's kind of not there and stuff like that. Yeah, there's a lot of things it doesn't show, right?
For sure. Yeah, I think that's, like, the hardest part too. It's just, like, the things that, like, I don't post or the things that I don't show. Like, yeah.
Yeah. And through your social media, did you feel like you got a lot of support and community through that avenue?
Yeah, definitely. I think just, like, having that support through social media has just helped in, like, every aspect, honestly. Like, I don't think if I posted or shared my journey and, like, didn't have that community, like, I don't know, like, it helps me so much to talk to others who have gone through the same thing.
And how was it different, the type of community that was reaching out to you? Did you feel like it was different in any aspect from when you were doing purely just like fitness stuff before sarcoma?
Yeah, 100%. Like, back before when I was doing fitness, like, I don't know, like, it wasn't like a super I don't know how to describe it, like, not a it wasn't a big community where, like, I had a lot of support, I guess, but, like, the cancer community is so supportive and, like, literally the best people, like, some of my, like, best friends I've met in, like, the past 2 years since going through this cancer journey, so, like, yeah, they're just amazing.
Can you think of any message you got were just like, oh my God, I really needed that?
Yeah, kind of, like, almost every day, honestly,
Really?
which is
Wow.
crazy. I've had so many people reach out, like, in the beginning when I first started posting, like, I think I knew, like, one person that had this type of cancer, and, like, I was like, "Okay," like, just knowing that one person makes me feel better and, like, getting to talk to them. But now, like, over the last 2 years, I think I don't know, I've gotten messages from probably 30 plus more people who, like, found out that they had DSRCT, and it's just like it's just crazy to me. Like we've kind of like built this little community on Instagram, but we're all here for each other and it just feels really good.
And that's nice that people with your subtype of sarcoma are also reaching out to you because, like, while you can make relationships with people who have other types of sarcoma, everybody's got a specific one and they all behave differently, which is what's really difficult. Is that it's rare in and of itself, and then you have all these other ones,
Yeah.
it's just an umbrella term. Sarcoma is just an umbrella term, and you have all these other ones, and it's kind of like, does anybody have my type?
Right.
You know, I would love to just talk about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So then how else did treatment go for you? Because you were talking about how you had surgeries and stuff. So you went through radiation, you said, and then did you just have like more surgeries? Did they just start continue to extract them?
No, so like that one surgery was like 12 plus hours and they took out all of those 400 tumors.
Oh, they were taking them out during it. Okay, because
Yeah.
sometimes they don't for certain reasons. But yeah, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. And so then you went through treatment afterwards as like maintenance, make sure nothing
Yep.
came back. Is that the idea?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. And did that time feel different than before you went through surgery? Because then you're like, okay, well, these things are out. But did you have any different sensations or were you like, yeah, well, I'm still here?
Yeah, honestly, I had literally so many emotions. I probably can't even say all of them right now, but
Yeah.
it kind of was like a weird feeling because it's like they took everything out. So, like basically I was no evidence of disease, but like I was like, well, why do I have to keep doing all these treatments when like I don't have the cancer anymore? Which was like mentally just like a weird thing to think about. And then like I ended up losing my hair like a second time, had to shave it again because of chemo. So it was just like
Right.
so many emotions there. Yeah.
Yeah. And so you went through this treatment and how again, I'm sorry if you already said this, but how long was that then after surgery?
Was radiation kind of like right after surgery, which was I think a month long, and then maintenance chemo right after that, which was 4 months.
And were there specific things that helped you really get through treatment?
Honestly, just like staying like focusing my mind on other things, like distracting myself, I guess, like going to take walks, cooking, doing art, like just anything to like not think about treatment helped me.
What about Fruit Loops? Didn't you post something about Fruit
Oh,
Loops?
wait, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
I loved that
uh,
post. Yeah, I you made a post, about how there's this thing in the cancer community I've observed where it's like, be super healthy and do all
yeah,
these things,
yeah,
stuff like that, and it's like, "Really?
yeah,
I'm doing the thing I'm supposed to do, and you want me to also take your prescription of, like, eating all these healthy," which helps, I'm not gonna lie, but, like, it's also
yeah,
just like, how much can you ask of a person? And so when you posted, like, "I don't care, I want my Fruit Loops," I just thought, like, "Yeah, you go, girl," because, like and as
yeah,
someone who
for
works
sure.
in cancer research, it's like, "No, eat your Fruit Loops." Like, if that's what's gonna bring you joy during the day, like, hey.
Yeah, like, honestly, during treatment, I treated myself and, like, ate the snacks that I wanted to eat and, like, grabbed a coffee, like, whatever I wanted, I did for myself, and I think that really helped me to get through it.
Think that's actually a really important point because, like, okay, you rang the bell, you had 412 tumors, and you ate Fruit Loops. Like I see a
Yeah,
lot of like
yeah,
things on Instagram about like a lot of eat this if you don't want cancer and all that kind of stuff. And what's really hard is my belief, and feel free to disagree with me, is that like it's not your fault. Like it's not your fault that you got cancer.
exactly, I
And
agree, yeah,
and I think when people post these things of like, here are all the things you need to do to not like, okay, smoking, yeah, okay,
yeah, yeah,
don't drink too much. Those are like staples, okay?
yep,
But those are, but then it's also like, but then when people start talking about like, you need to eat this certain algae from like the Mediterranean to really, do this and that. First off, that doesn't talk about lack of access for people. Like, I'm
yeah,
just coming up with some out I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about how I perceive reading these things,
for
and I'm
sure.
like, "You really think people are gonna go out of their way out of the like, super expensive cancer treatment you're receiving and probably still paying off. You want me
Hmm.
to go and like go home after chemo and make myself a nice green juice and sit on the couch and go, like
I
that's not
know.
helpful.
Yeah, honestly, like for me, like just balance is like everything. Like I'm gonna allow myself to have a treat here and there. Like I'm not gonna restrict myself. Like I've been through cancer, like I'm gonna treat myself. So like, yeah, I don't know. Like I've led a pretty healthy life before this, so it's like yeah, I don't know. It's
And
crazy.
I think you're a good person to talk about this because you had a fitness account. That's what you were trying to do. You get
Yeah,
cancer and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna do what I want because like I'm doing what the
for
doctor's
sure.
telling me. And this is really hard and there's no need to like, you know, make myself suffer any more than I already am.
Exactly. Yeah, like I worked out. I was probably at the gym almost like 7 days a week, honestly, before all of this. So like, and I always allowed myself to like not be super strict on what I eat. And as long as I have a balanced like diet, I feel like I'm doing okay and the best that I can. So I try like not to worry about that stuff, but it is like so scary when you like read something on social media and I'm just like, my mind just like wanders and I'm just like, oh my gosh. But I try to like not let it get to me.
No, and I think social media, it can be very helpful. I think like, people like you who are posting, their journeys to really help other people. I think that's great. I think there are also things on social media that are very harmful, like people who are speaking of things that they have no idea what they're talking about. I came across some suggestion about like be careful which makeup you choose, and I'm like,
Yeah,
and then it's like, okay, if we had to worry about what's going to get in our bloodstream by what we put on our skin, we would be having a much different conversation. That's
for
why they have to make
sure.
specific patches for fentanyl patches. Like they are designed to be able to get like into your bloodstream.
Exactly.
And now we're talking about like which foundation to use so that you don't get certain types of cancer.
It's wild, yeah.
It's not helpful. It's not
It's not.
helpful.
I agree.
So on that note, what were your favorite treats? So we got Fruit Loops.
Probably milkshakes,
Oh,
any kind of cookies. Those are like my top two. And chocolate. Yeah.
okay, we gotta have a conversation for each one. So milkshakes, give me the lowdown. What flavor? What toppings? Where from? How often?
The Chick-fil-A cookies and cream milkshake is my favorite. I don't think anything can top that for me. Oh yeah, I feel like I would get that like once in a while, like after like the end of my treatment, just to be like, yeah, I finished that round. Like I want a milkshake. That's how I would kind of like celebrate it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, all right. So we got you said cookies and cream milkshake from Chick-fil-A.
Yep.
All right. So then I said I remember you said chocolate. What was the middle one?
Cookies. Yeah.
Cookies. That's interesting. Okay, tell me which cookies?
I don't have like a specific one, but the Costco chocolate chip cookies, they're like one of my favorites. And like my fiance will always like want to buy them. So like he would just like pick them up for me and I'd be like so happy.
I don't live near a Costco, so that's okay, so I can't get
They're
this. I
so
live
good.
near a Chick-fil-A, so I will for you, I'm gonna go and get one of these milkshakes so
You have
I
to.
can
Yeah.
partake in this. And then chocolate, what kind there's a lot of different kinds of chocolate. So you gotta tell me brand, flavor, all the above.
Probably there's like this brand from Aldi. I don't really know like what it's called, but it was like dark chocolate sea salt or something. And like, yeah, that's my favorite. So good.
Sea salt. I'm
Yeah.
not a huge fan of dark chocolate, but sea salt, I do like that little bit of like savory with with the, I guess, bitter. I mean, how dark is it?
Yeah.
Is it like a really dark chocolate bar?
Yeah, I think it's like 70%, something like that.
Yeah, wow.
It's so good.
Wow, okay. You're brave. I am not
Yeah.
huge into like super dark chocolate. Like I'll drink my coffee black, but you
Right.
know,
Yeah.
yeah. Were there any other like favorite treats that you had besides food or anything?
Maybe just like, I don't know, like if I saw something like a cute shirt or like outfit, I would like treat myself. I'd be like, you know what? I'm ordering that. I'm getting that. So yeah,
Nice.
I would do that too.
Well, that's great. I like how much you treat yourself because I feel like there's sometimes people who they start I mean, everybody's journey is different and everybody wants to handle it differently. But I think some people feel like they have to be as healthy as possible and I I cannot claim this as a fact, but I'm just wondering if sometimes that might have the adverse effect if you're so strict with how you eat and how you treat yourself during the treatment. Would you say that that's a representative of like what you kind of have observed and all of that?
Yeah, I think I could agree with that. I don't know, I just, like, can't imagine, like, restricting myself in that way, like, I don't know, like, I don't know, I think in the beginning, like, it was really hard for me because 'cause I'm like, "Oh my gosh, should I change my whole diet? Like, do I need to be eating better? Like, do I need to, like, throw all these things out?" And then I was like, "You know what? Like, my doctor isn't concerned." Like, she was like, "As long as you're eating something, like, that's literally, like, you just need to be eating, like, whatever you can tolerate." Like, especially during chemo, it's, like, super hard to, like, eat certain things because like, the taste in your mouth is, like, so terrible and, like, it's a whole thing. So, like, I was just happy to be still eating, honestly, and eating pretty well. So,
Did you
yeah.
try at first to do the whole like super health routine avenue?
Yeah, honestly, like there was like people in my family that were like trying to tell me like you need to eat this and like you can't eat that and I'm just like no, like I don't think I should like do that. Like my doctor, like I have talks with my doctor and they recommend certain things and I don't know, like I wasn't gonna like stress myself out even more. So like I didn't really even try, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, good for you because like you know your
Yeah.
body best because it's yours. You've had it for so long. You mean you have an instinct around it
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
you trusted it, you went with it and then you ring the bell. So it's you did what was right for you and I think you should be really proud of following that because not a lot of people follow their instinct. It's really hard.
for sure. Yeah, it's super hard.
So now that you're done with treatment and all of this, and I know it's only been like 2 or so weeks, has what has life been like after ringing the bell? I mean, what has it been like for you?
Yeah, there's like, I don't know. I feel like kind of lost, if that makes sense. Cause it's like, okay, I was used to being at the hospital pretty much every day for the last 2 years. So it's like, now that that's kind of stopped and all my appointments kind of slowed down, I'm just like, what the heck do I even do? Like, what was I even doing before my diagnosis? And like, I think it was like 2 days before I rang the bell, I got laid off from my job as well. So like, that was a whole other thing. So I'm like not working and I don't have appointments. So I'm like, "My gosh, I feel so lost." It's just been
Wow.
crazy. Yeah,
I'm so sorry to hear that because, like, what's nice is that then you got to ring the bell, like, afterwards, so at least there was a little
right.
bit of, like, but
Yeah,
getting laid off while you're going through, like, a horrible, horrible cancer is that's just like a gut punch.
it really did feel like that, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, at least now that you, are, where you're at now, hopefully you can I'm sure you're gonna be able to find something, soon. I mean, and luckily you've got, all of your social media stuff, and
Yeah.
that's been it looks like it's been growing. Is that true?
Yeah, I think since I've been, like, putting more effort into that and, like, focusing more on that, it's definitely been growing more. So, like, I think I'm kind of, like, happy that I have more time to, like, focus on that because it's, like it's a hobby for me, but, like, I really, really enjoy it. So, yeah, I don't know, I feel like it might be, like, a blessing in disguise kinda thing. I don't know.
That is so crazy you used that is because I was about to say, was this a blessing in disguise? I'm not kidding. I
Yeah.
had that exact like thought in my head. I think it is because I think honestly, as someone who's and I'm not like a social media pro by any means, and I'll never claim to be, but like you are a really, really good storyteller. And I think that's not something that everybody has. And I'm sure that comes a lot from like your graphic design
Yeah.
background and your job and everything like that. It's you, I think, have an opportunity to, I mean, it wasn't your choice, really. I mean, I guess now
Right.
it kind of is your choice to whether you want to spread awareness or not. But I think you have the capacity to spread awareness in a certain way that maybe other people can't because you have a very specific skill set. Because as me, like somebody who is a new type of, I'm actually new to sarcoma research and I was trying to start this campaign and I came across your profile, all I could think was she's teaching me what it's like on her side. And there was no gaps for me in how you post. So I think like continuing that, I think that's a very good idea from someone who's on the receiving end.
For sure. Yeah, I I think I want to just like dive deeper and share more of my story and like experiences and just, I don't know, just explore that avenue more. So like, yeah, I'm kind of excited.
Yeah, you should be. And I think like as time goes on, you're gonna look back and you're gonna hindsight's 2020. Like you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I remember that happened, and I didn't really put much thought into that. And then
Yeah,
you'll feel more comfortable talking about that. And maybe there'll be a post and maybe that'll like hit somebody who's going through that actively and go, okay, it's not just me, you know?
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you have any plans for how you're gonna take your social media route, or do you think you're gonna just kind of do the same thing, play it day by day?
Yeah, I haven't really planned out much yet, but I think I'm just gonna take it day by day for now and see kind of like, I don't know, how I'm feeling and maybe just like come up with like certain topics that I really want to talk about and raise awareness for. So yeah, I'm excited to start like sharing more of my journey now from like this point of view, I guess, like getting to the end of treatment. I don't know. Cause I think I'm like just starting to process everything that I've been through. So I feel like
Yeah.
I can share more now and just talk about it.
So talking about that and talking about kind of sharing more about your journey, was there a moment during your journey that really stuck with you? Was there a point, like an anecdote that you have that just really left an impression on you?
It's kind of it's kind of negative, but I'll share it. Yeah, I think like a critical moment for me was like before surgery. I think they told me all the things that they would like probably have to remove. And they're like we might have to remove like your ovaries and your uterus, but like we're not sure until like we go in and like operate. So like I remember that being like just like I was like, you know what? Like I really don't even care. Like if it's gonna save my life, like literally just take everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think like waking up and then having them be like, yeah, like we had to remove all of that and then just I guess like having to live life like that was like something I never even like thought about, if that makes sense. Like but like removing those things changes so many other things and then causes so many other like symptoms. And it's just like mentally and physically it's just like hard because I was like, those are just things I never had to think about before. Yeah, that was like a super, I think, critical moment like in my journey for sure.
What was like the first, after you had learned that, what was the first emotion that you felt?
I think I felt like angry, if that makes sense at first.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just so angry that like I didn't get to choose this, basically. Like this was just out of my control. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Well, then, with that being said, I know you're only 2.5 weeks out of this, so it's just I'm sure like you said, you're processing a lot. So,
Yeah.
but like, if you have, man, any piece of advice, words of encouragement, et cetera, for people who just found out that they just either got sarcoma or specifically desmoids, what would you tell them?
Honestly, I think my biggest piece of advice would just be like never to lose hope because there's always hope. Even if you don't think there always is. And even if you think you can't get through something, you can.
You're living proof of that because it's just you had a very, very difficult case,
Yeah.
and you ate some Fruit Loops and milkshakes along the way,
Yeah.
and then you rang the bell,
Yeah.
and I think that there's no better definition of hope than that. So that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, thank you again for sharing, your journey and everything. I know again, you're 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks out, so I know you're still processing a lot of this. So I just want to acknowledge I know it's probably very difficult to even be touching upon this subject right now. So I just want to say thank you. I look forward to whatever else you post on Instagram, and I'm sure it's just gonna be I'm sure we're gonna see this storyline throughout, like, the next year or something, and you're just gonna, like, blessing in disguise. I think it's just your entire story you're gonna show on social media, it's just gonna blossom, I think. I just have an instinct for
I
that
hope
for you.
so. That would be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Thank
would
you.
be. I think it's very likely, so
Thank
thank
you.
you so much, and, we're gonna keep in touch. I'm gonna follow you, so
Yeah, thank you for following and like for allowing me to share my story and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. It was really nice to talk to you.
Yeah, you too. For the first time too.
I know. We'll be keeping in touch.